On Christmas Eve, 1914, in the middle of the deadliest war the world had ever seen, the guns went quiet. Enemy soldiers climbed out of their trenches, walked into no man's land, and shook hands. It lasted barely a day, and their commanders made sure it never happened again. It's December 1914, 5 months into the First World War. The excitement that sent young men marching off in the summer is long dead. Both sides have dug in along the Western Front, facing each other across a strip of shell-torn ground, sometimes only a few dozen meters wide. The trenches are freezing, flooded and infested. Men are dying every single day, often for nothing at all. And the war that everyone promised would be over by Christmas isn't. Then, on Christmas Eve, something strange drifted across the wire. British soldiers, huddled in the cold, heard singing coming from the German trenches, carols in German. Some saw small lights appearing along the enemy line, candles and little Christmas trees set on the trench parapets. Cautiously, the British began to sing back. Voices answered voices across the darkness. And then, along parts of the line, someone made the first terrifying decision: to climb out, unarmed, and walk into the open. What followed was, by any reasonable measure, impossible. Men who had been trying to kill each other for months met in the middle of no man's land and shook hands. They swapped cigarettes, chocolate, tinned food, and buttons from their uniforms as souvenirs. They shared photographs of wives and children. Some who spoke each other's language talked about home. And crucially, they used the pause for something desperately needed: recovering the bodies of the dead who had lain out in the open for weeks and burying them properly, sometimes in joint services, with soldiers of both armies standing side by side. And then there's the story everyone remembers: the football match. There are accounts of soldiers kicking a ball around in the frozen mud between the lines, sometimes with a proper ball, sometimes with a bundle of rags. Historians urge caution here. The evidence for organized matches is thin, and much of the football legend grew in the retelling. But some kind of kickabout in some places does seem to have happened. Whatever the truth, the image endured because it captured something people desperately wanted to believe. It was never universal. It happened in patches, unevenly, along parts of the front, and in other places the killing carried on without pause. And it couldn't last. When word of the truce reached the high commands, they were appalled. Fraternizing with the enemy was dangerous, because soldiers who see each other as human beings are much harder to send over the top. Strict orders came down forbidding it. Artillery barrages were arranged for future holidays to make sure no such quiet could take hold. In the years that followed, nothing on that scale ever happened again. The war ground on for 4 more years and killed millions. So why does one short pause in a 4-year slaughter still move us so much? Because it wasn't organized by any government or general. It came from below, from ordinary young men freezing in a ditch who looked across at their enemy and recognized themselves. For a few hours, they simply refused. In the middle of industrial-scale killing, that refusal is one of the most human things that has ever happened. By New Year, they were shooting at each other again. Many of the men who shook hands that Christmas would be dead within a year. But for one night, the guns stopped, and the enemy became a person. History rarely gives us a moment that gentle. It's worth remembering that it happened at all.